you're looking for something motivating, wholesome, and slightly entertaining, or just to hear about a place that saves animals' lives, you've come to the right podcast. Also, if you're not aware of what Operation Kindness's goal, or just what in the world I'm talking about, it will be in the description down below. Good evening, listeners! Welcome to One Inspiring Word's 9th ever episode. In the span of a few months, as you can tell, I'm very productive. I'm your anonymous speaker. You can call me Bill. And today, I would like to share with you a speech of my own called Operation Kindness's Plight, which was written with a little help from my project partner. Let's call him Samantha. So Samantha and I are in this class that we call REACH, where we basically had to find a way to advocate for a charity or cause, and we chose Operation Kindness, one of the best choices in my life. We ended up having a great time. I also learned some very vital things, like how crazy things get when we work together, and how we spend most of the time laughing. So all in all, presentation day went terribly. But I'm proud of what we did. So I would like to share with you the speech I wrote for the project, Operation Kindness's Plight, with help and a thank you to Samantha. We ended up having a great time. I also learned some very vital things, like how crazy things get when we work together, and how we spend most of the time laughing. So all in all, presentation day went terribly. But I'm proud of what we did. So I would like to share with you the speech I wrote for the project, Operation Kindness's Plight, with help and a thank you to Samantha. It's been a crazy few weeks. I myself, I've only had 2 weeks to write a whole speech and for the whole project altogether. But today, I would like to share Operation Kindness's story. It started when my friend Joy and I went and sold toys for Operation Kindness. I was at a Bible study, and somehow I got roped into selling fidgets to buy toys for the pets at Operation Kindness. And you know what? We sold $58. Almost $60, which Joy definitely couldn't have achieved without me. Yay! Which leads to the topic of discussion. Why? Personally, Joy, great person, but I didn't have to do this. She probably could have managed on her own. But personally, I think I helped Joy because I wanted a chance to make a tiny difference. Also, buy one of those funky elephant squeaky toys, but make a difference. One that not everyone tries or gets to make. Through the points hurt, something's up, and our impact, I hope you will be inspired to help this amazing shelter that saves lives and changes lives as well. First of all, there's so much sadness and depression in the world. Before modern day, we have dinosaurs. Long story short, they died. Cavemen. We're evolving, but I wouldn't say we've done a very good job. Look at the Trail of Tears. According to History.com, the Trail of Tears was when the government ignored the law, the British government specifically ignored a law and forced Native Americans to vacate lands they had lived on for generations. So, that winter in 1831, under threat of invasion by the U.S. Army, the Choctaw became the first nation to be expelled from its land altogether. They made the journey to Indian territory on foot. Some bound in chains and marched double file, one historian writes, and without any food, supplies, or any help from the government. That's not fair. Thousands of people died along the way. It was one, a leader told an Alabama newspaper. A trail of tears and death. Now, so many people nowadays are hurting too. It wasn't just the trail of tears that we made a huge mistake. There were animals hurting. There were people hurting. There's nature hurting. And, I mean, what about those trees we kill? Shelters created to protect pets and give animals a home that kill them. And that's one of the things that led me to find Operation Kindness. A shelter that doesn't kill animals. A shelter that gives humans and animals a second chance. The world is a real broken place. This leads me to my next point. Second, there's something about this shelter. They don't kill people, we think. Though we do know they don't kill animals. Don't you think that this world needs a little more kindness? Like you. When's the last time you cried yourself to sleep? When's the last time you saw cruelty and did nothing about it? According to Operation Kindness in 1976, a group of volunteers made a plan to have their vision realized. To create a life-saving shelter for homeless animals that had nowhere else to turn. Their idea was simple. Homeless pets need to be shown kindness. Just like today, I want to enforce that point. I want to encourage people to donate to this amazing shelter, but I also want to express something else. We need to show kindness too. Because it's not just animals we're hurting, it's people. Your friend. And I know it's a complete human thing, but like I said, don't you think the world needs a little more kindness? I have a public speaking class, and one of the kids, he's a brilliant young boy named Carson Grammer. He said something really remarkable in his speech. It was, you could have been born with nothing. Nothing. So please help. You can donate. You can volunteer. If you're 16, you can do whatever for Operation Kindness. And you can advocate for animals. But I still haven't answered one last question. Why? Thirdly, my project, Samantha and we worked on, it's respectable if we decide to stick with Operation Kindness the rest of our life. Like volunteering when we're 16 and donating. But isn't that why our Reach teacher is proud of those second graders that made posters for Operation Kindness? They didn't have to. According to rjg.com, what is more important in making life worth living? Finding joy, humor, playing, achieving goals, improving knowledge, helping others, building relationships, creative acts of painting, writing, inventing, music, what you love, religion, love, appreciating every minute you are on this earth. We are only here for a short amount of time, and I've learned you want to make the most of it. We've made some grave mistakes. We've ruined a lot of lives. And I'm not saying you individually. I'm saying as a whole. Because being a human is hard. And we all make a lot of mistakes. But being a human is also amazing. The first time I noticed this amazing shelter, Operation Kindness, the first thing I noticed, I knew nothing about the shelter, but the first thing I noticed when I went with my friend Joy to sell the fidgets, you should have seen how many people donated. The fidgets were simple homemade stress balls and a few of those slinky thingies and one big fidget. They were $1 to $2 each and we only had 19. That's around maybe $30, you know? We made a little more than $59. And I figured this out a few days ago. Operation Kindness had touched them. It's not just the place where they had gotten their dog from. It's a place for another chance. It's a reminder for each of us that you and your friends and every single organism in this world deserves another chance. I am so proud. This project has given me a lot of extra thought about this. Things are more than they seem. Everyone has their story. So be kind to you, your friends, everyone around you, and give animals the opportunity they deserve than one we took away from them. Animals don't litter, we do. They don't make others hurt, we do. Thank you. And a footnote from Samantha, humans smell bad. My goal today was to have inspired or motivated you by at least one word. Maybe that word was entertain. Maybe it was spark. Maybe it was history. One word. For business inquiries or demands, my email is in the link down below.